You're welcome to another episode of What We Wish Our Parents Knew. Today I have a bit of a confession to make. I had a bit of an expo on what it is we're talking about today, and that's why I decided to change my usual style of sitting down and stand up, because this is not a sitting down matter. Emmanuel, let's hear it.
I wish my dad would know that when he insults me, it really hurts. And when he insults me for things like the time I asked him to buy a new car for my mom, I feel very bad having a father like him. I wish and pray he changes, because the insults affect me emotionally.
I feel very bad having a father like him, because the insults and co affect me emotionally. That is deep. And now you can understand why I said it is not a sitting down matter. Look, don't get me wrong. I know our children sometimes appear to be insensitive to the reality of the financial situation we're in. But that is not enough grounds to insult a child to the point where the child regrets that you are his father or her mother. Parents, you know what? I understand that a lot of the things that we do come from a place of love. But we need to be very conscious of the effect our words have on our children. The whole world may be celebrating them. The whole world may be giving them accolades and awards. But if you, the parent, is consistently talking down at them, insulting them, trivializing the things they feel, it's going to take such a huge negative toll on their self-esteem, on their self-confidence. In this 21st century, any child whose self-esteem and self-confidence is more negative than positive is in for a great struggle. Why? Because there's so many things that are happening. So many ideologies that are being peddled. So many people that are trying to give them the fake version of what it is that you should be giving them. Love, care, and unconditional acceptance. So let's go back to the issue. One of the things I want to backtrack a bit. You see, this What We Wish Our Parents Knew is an anonymous survey that we conduct when we go to schools amongst teenagers. In this particular school that we went to, I remember when I looked at this question, the boy had written his phone number there and said, please call me. You see, usually the issues we discuss are issues that are uppermost on this children's mind. We don't give them any clue. Talk about whatever it is you want to talk about. And that's why on the show, we've been able to talk across different and diverse topics. But this one, for whatever reason, really touched my heart. Maybe it was the way the child wrote, please call me, I need to talk. Dads, moms, because shouting is not the sole preserve of just fathers. Mothers too have been known to shout. And you know what? Sometimes you don't even have to shout to be insultive. Some of those quiet insults are the ones that cut real deep. You are saying it quietly and you are insulting the person and it's seeping in. And it is forming the image that the child has of him or herself. When you find out that you are so stressed, tell your child the truth. I am under pressure. It doesn't make you less of a man or less of a woman or less of a parent. They will not look down on you. They would celebrate the fact that they have authentic parents. They would want to be empathetic. They would want to say, okay, look, I know that when things are okay, my parents will do anything for me. But when things are not okay, I need to understand too what they're going through. Remember, you're raising somebody else's spouse. You're raising somebody else's boss. You're raising somebody else's employee. You're raising somebody else's parent, not just your son or daughter. Let's imagine for a second that your daughter gets married to this young man who everybody is happy about. He's a promising guy. But then she comes back and says, I can't stay in this marriage anymore because every second he's constantly shouting at me and insulting me. Or a son goes back to the parents of his bride and says, look, I'm sorry, I tried, but I can't have it anymore. She keeps insulting me. She keeps telling me I'm no good. She keeps telling me I'm useless. How would you feel knowing that that child is yours? Heartbroken, I'm sure. Heartbroken, I'm sure. Parents, I know we do a lot of things from the place of love, but we need to change some of the methods that we're used to. Yes, I've heard parents say, after all, our own parents insulted us, it didn't kill us. I agree. But who knows the emotional damage it caused? Some of us are just bearing it, and it manifests in different ways. An apple really doesn't fall too far from the tree. We need to be conscious about parenting our children. We need to be conscious of who we're raising. Like I said, it's not just your son or your daughter. Please, I'm begging. Let's tell our children the truth about life, the reality of life. Sometimes it comes with ups and downs. In fact, a lot of times there are ups and downs. Failure is not the end of the world. It is a natural consequence of living. And because we put up this superhuman front for our children, they can't even cope with life properly. Once they have one small mishap, they didn't come first in school, it's as if the world has ended. It's not the end of the world. And it doesn't mean, I don't know how many of us remember the story of this young boy in the school who had been used to coming first, and then a new child came into the school and she was now surpassing him in academics. And he put chemical inside her water bottle. The saving grace was that there were some other children who saw that. That came from a place of not knowing how to cope with the reality of a situation. Parents, I can't overemphasize this. In parenting our children, let's be authentic. Let's avoid insults. Let's avoid bringing them down. Yes, sometimes we will shout. When we shout, even when you shout, you don't have to be insultive. It is not a value that we want to promote. It's not a value that we want to reinforce. Respect begets respect. One day, look, the other day I read the papers and I saw that there was a girl who had beaten up her father. She said she had had enough. She was provoked. Do I subscribe to it? Not at all. But you never can tell what happens when you push someone too far. For a boy to write that he regrets having his father as his father because the insult really cut deep, that truly is deep. Some of us may say, okay, I'm not that bad. I agree. What is it that you're doing that is provoking your child? Please let's be mindful. Until we come your way next time, keep reinforcing values as you parent in this digital age.